Today, I'm going to be going over the contribution limits for 2024. As 2023 is coming to a close, it's time to start planning and preparing for 2024. Specifically planning for our retirement and our savings. So I'm going to go over a couple of different accounts today. All of the accounts that I'm going to go over today all have increased for 2024. So I'm going to be going over the new contribution limits for 2024. As a budgeting channel and a channel that plans to save, we do invest in all these accounts. While we do invest in all of these accounts, we don't necessarily max them out each year. That is a goal in the future. Probably not in 2024, but maybe later on down the road, we can be able to invest a little bit more and max them out. But today I'm going to be going over the contribution limits. The first one I'm going to go over is just the basic 401k, 403b, 457 plan, depending on where you work. For 2023, the max contribution limit for 401ks was $22,500. For 2024, they have raised it $500 to a flat $23,000. And for this account, if you're over 50 years old, you have a catch-up limit, and that adds additional $7,500 that you could save toward this account, which equals $30,500 you can max out. With these accounts, they do get taken out of your pay before tax, so it does save you a little bit on tax up front. And whenever you go to retirement age and you start pulling out money for retirement, those will be taxed based off the income you make at that time. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you is I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just my experience and what I've gone through based off of the knowledge I've gained. Some government employees are allowed to have a 457 plan as well, that they could also max up and contribute another $23,000, which would equal technically a total of $46,000 they could contribute to a retirement account. Now, at my job, I am a teacher, so they do allow us to have a 457 plan as well, which you can also contribute up to another $23,000. The next account I'm going to go over is one of my favorites. It is the Roth IRA. Now, you could also do a traditional IRA and get it taken out of your pay, but today I'm just going to be talking about the Roth IRA. This is what you put in after your taxes have been taken out. And it's something that I really want to focus on more in 2024, as I didn't get to put very much into it in 2023. So for 2023, the contribution limit was $6,500. For 2024, they did raise it $500. So the max is $7,000. If you are over 50, there is a catch-up limit of an extra $1,000. So if you're over 50, you can contribute $8,000. Unlike the 403b and 401k, where you can only invest from January to December within that calendar year, the Roth IRA, you're allowed to invest for up to 16 months. So starting in January of that year until April of the following year, if that makes sense. So you're able to contribute to 2024 until January 1st, 2024, all the way to April of 2025 for that 2024 calendar year. While it is a little harder to max out my 401k, I try to do my best to max out my Roth IRA. I have not done it for 2023, but I hope to do it for 2023 and 2024 because there is still time. I'm going to go ahead and link the tracker that I'm going to be using to track my contributions to my Roth IRA. If you would like to follow along with me and get this tracker for yourself, I'll link it in the description box below. And it has been updated with the 2024 numbers and the 2023 numbers if you're still working on that. The third account that I'm going to be talking about today is probably my favorite account out of all these accounts, and that is my HSA, which is a health savings account. With this account, you do have to have a high deductible health care plan, which if you're unsure, you can talk to your HR department to see what type of insurance you have. During open enrollment, you can usually see if you are eligible for this account because your insurance will say that you have a high deductible health care plan or that you are eligible for an HSA. How we do it in our household is my husband has health insurance for himself and all the kids. And then at my employment, I have health insurance just for myself. So I have the high deductible healthcare plan for myself, while he just has a non-high deductible plan. So I am able to contribute up to the limit for the single healthcare plan. So I'm going to go over the contribution limits for each, both single and family. For 2023, the self-only single plan contribution was $3,850. For 2024, they raised it by $300, which is a total of $4,150. For the family plan, the 2023 contribution limit was $7,750. They raised it by $550. So the contribution limit for 2024 for family is $8,300. If you're over 55, you have a $1,000 catch-up limit that you can apply to that. I love my HSA account because the money that goes in is pre-taxed, and I can use that money for any medical expenses and sometimes even medical equipment, and not have to pay any penalty or taxes to pay for those medical items. Another thing that you could do with your HSA account that you can with your retirement accounts is actually invest in it. And the earnings on your investments are also tax-free if you use them for medical expenses. And the really neat thing about the HSA is you can just save all your medical expenses and receipts and use them at any time in the future. So they don't have to be taken out right away. So that's the really cool thing about it. Also, at the age of 65, you are allowed to then use your HSA for retirement purposes. So that is a really cool account, one of my favorites that I like to use. I also have a tracker that I'll be using this year to keep track of how much that I put in. Again, I will link it in the description box below if you're interested and want to follow along with me. This is the one account that I have been maxing out for the last 2 or 3 years now, and I will continue to max it out because the tax advantages on it are really unbeatable compared to these other retirement accounts. I mean, the other retirement accounts are very important, but this one just checks all the boxes for me. So those are the new 2024 contribution limits for those 3 accounts and accounts that I will be investing in for 2024. I know I will be maxing out my HSA, and I'm hoping the goal is to max out my Roth IRA. I won't be maxing out my 403B or my husband's 401k, but that is a goal maybe 5 years from now that we can be able to do, maybe even 10 years, just depending on how much that we're able to earn and yet save and put aside for the future. Let me know in the comments below what type of accounts are your favorite account and what are you doing to save for 2024. Hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you next time.